You should pull the fucking trigger.
Pull the trigger. Ain't nobody gonna do for you.
What is up, guys? It is Flon here, and I wanted to bring you a quick tutorial on how to long jump. So as you see, like, we have these longer blocks in KZ. I'm gonna assume you guys all know how to strafe and what KZ is, because if you're watching this tutorial, you need to already know that stuff. There would be no way you're watching it without knowing that. So here's a 262 long jump, and as you can see, just running and jumping, you're not even going to come close to making this 262 units. Even if you run and jump and crouch, you're still not going to make it. So what you need to do is you need to learn how to long jump so you can make this 262 unit jump. So like right there, I jumped 270 units. So as you can see, just running straight, you get 250 speed. Now if you run and jump straight, you get 217 units, and that's it. Now if you run and jump and crouch, you get 227 units. So what you're going to want to learn to do is how to get enough speed and enough height and distance to be jumping these blocks with like no problem, because in KZ there's blocks like this all around, and there's skips to make your time faster, just a bunch of things like that. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go to your console, and you're going to want to type this command in your console. Now I'm going to put it in the description so you can just copy and paste it. Now this is binding it to space, but you can replace space with any button you want this bind to be on. So pretty much what this bind does is it just makes it so you crouch and jump at the same time every single time. Every single time, no matter what. So like you don't have to worry about pressing whatever you have your crouch bind to, so you can always just jump and crouch, which makes it really easy. Now the next thing I'm going to want you to do is go to your chat menu by pressing Y and then typing in !options, and this is going to bring up this menu right here. Now what you're going to want to do is make sure that the second one, advanced checkpoint menu, is enabled. You're also going to want to make sure that replay route is enabled, and you're going to want to make sure color, chat, jump stats all is on all. And then you're going to go to next. You're going to want to make print strafe the chat enabled, and center panel jump distance speed keys enabled, advanced center panel enabled, and your jump beam enabled. Now the jump beam to me is the most important, because it allows you to see where you're jumping to. So like here's my jump beam. It's this it shows you like where you're at in the air. So if I do this, you can see that it tells me where I go. This helps you jump straight. So the next thing you're going to want to do is learn how to do pre-speed. Now what pre-speed is it allows you, when just running on the ground, to get you to 276 speed. So like as you can see, if I jump and crouch, I got 274 pre. I'm already going 246 units, which is 20 more than just like running straight like that. So there you go. There was like 248 with just this pre. Now the way to get this pre is you hold A and W, or you can hold W and D, depending on which way you like to do it. I'll show you both ways real quick. So if you hold A and W and you look to the left, you can see you start speeding up. Now this will just take some time to get used to and to practice. And you also want to make sure that you practice like doing this and getting right to the edge, because you want to be able to jump as far as you can off the edge, so you can go as far as you know, so you can get as much distance as you want. So if you jump from here, you're losing all these units trying to get to that block. So always try to make sure you jump on the edge. What you're going to want to do is learn how to do this pre-speed and jump right off the edge, and as you can see, I can make this jump no problem. Now I couldn't make that jump if I just ran and jumped like this. Like, it just wouldn't work. So you want to make sure you get this pre-speed. Now you can also do it this way, and all you do is, instead of going left with your mouse, you go right with your mouse and hold W and D instead of W and A. Now the next thing you're going to want to do is start putting strafes into your long jumps. So if I'm doing A and W pre-speed, I want to try to jump when my pre-speed gets around 275, and then I want to start adding strafes to make myself go farther. Now what you're going to want to do is start with like 2 or 3 strafes like this. And as you can see, I'm already going to a 255 with just a few strafes. There's 4 strafes, a 249, 254, you know, just things like that. And you're also going to want to bring up your console to see all your recent jumps, so you can see all your long jumps, not just your, it doesn't show your normal jumps, but it shows anything over, I think it's 235 units. and it shows you how much speed you gained, what your max speed is, and your sync. Now, sync seems like it's the most important thing to people, but in all reality, it's just how much speed you're getting on each jump that matters the most. So, as you can see, I just got 253. So, this 253, you can see I gained 9. And then look at this, I lost 28 speed right here. So, it also shows you where you messed up at. Now, this is going to take a lot of practice. You can't really just teach somebody how to, you know, like be able to coordinate their left hand and their right hand together. It's just something that you learn over time. But anyways, so like once you start getting this, you can start adding more strafes. I think I usually do like 6 or 7 strafes depending on it. Right now it's still early in the morning, so I'm not doing it all that consistent.
Perfect.
So what you're gonna want to learn is how to put strafes in it, and make sure that you use the bind to crouch right when you land. Now when you're using this bind, make sure you press it and then you let go right away, so you don't want to like hold it down the whole time. You can do it that way, but you won't go as far. So the next thing you're going to want to notice is, like, there you go, I got a 272 right there. The 272 is green, so these are color coded as well. So anytime you get a blue, it's 265 units or above, like that. And anytime you get anything 270 or above, it's green, and anything you get 275 or above is a red. Now, you're going to want to shoot for getting reds eventually, but right now you're just going to want to shoot for getting your first blue. So after this is all done and you just keep practicing, you should be able to get like a 260 after just like, I would say within your first few weeks of learning how to long jump, you should be able to get a 260. And if not, you gotta like go back and you gotta relearn your strafes. Just always try to make sure you get your first strafes down. Now here's some mistakes that I usually notice people make. First mistake is they don't get good edge off of here, so they're not even though they're jumping far enough. Technically, they're not making it because they're not jumping off the edge. Another mistake that I had the whole time is my first strafe was really bad. Now the reason for this is when you pre-speed. When you're done pre-speeding, you want to be looking like over in this area when you jump off, and you want to end your first strafe in this area. So like it's almost like a flick. For me, I had to flick it because how my sensitivity is. So like I go really far over to make sure my first strafe is a higher sync. So like the problem I had is like my first strafe, sometimes I'd even get like 0 sync because I just wasn't far enough over. And I was losing like at least 15 units every single time just because of my first strafe.
Perfect.
So that took me a while to get used to. And then another thing that people usually do wrong is they don't focus on their strafes that they did bad on. So like my first and my third strafe are usually the worst strafes I have. So I always try to make sure that like I go back and I fix my third strafe, you know. Like I go back to doing 3 or 4 strafes until I get it down, and then I build myself back up after that. So that's really it for long jumping. If you guys like this tutorial, make sure to comment and subscribe, like the video, and make sure to give me any feedback, because all criticism will help, you know, make my YouTube channel into a better channel for you guys. So yeah, thanks for watching.